The line I always use with my private coaching clients are, your biggest client is someone else's biggest prospect.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to be nuts if you think your competitors aren't calling on your top clients, no matter what I don't care what the industry is. If you're selling product, if you're selling a service, I work a lot in professional services, and they are, people are hot after the top prospects. There are plenty of prospects to go around, is my philosophy. So it's about finding who you connect with. But once you get them, that's just the start of the relationship. And I think so many businesses stop there.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, we got the sale, we got the client, we signed the agreement, we're good. And then they don't really stop to figure out how they're going to keep them around.
Yeah.
Because if you not just keeping them around, the more they can become advocates for your business, and the more they can kind of be cheerleaders, if you will, they'll proactively, without you even asking, refer their business. Like my favorite clients to work with are the ones that just get business over and over and over again because people are talking about them.
Yeah. A lot of people kind of come across the same issues, and once you find a solution to the problem, you're willing to talk about it.
Yep.
There's a Don Draper Mad Men quote that I like.
You and your Mad Men.
Don says the moment you sign a client
is
the moment you start to lose them, which is...
I think that's totally fair.
Yeah.
I think that's totally fair. So if we're not really loving on them and doing something. Now, next week, we're going to talk about really how to use social media and online platforms. But now I want to focus on the relationship building, because you will start to lose them, because once a client is onboarded with you, or they've written a check, or they've said, yep, I'm doing business with you, they are evaluating you left and right to make sure they're getting their money's worth.
Right.
And a lot of time that's not necessarily in the deliverables that are on paper. It's the way that you're making them feel, about doing work with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if people focus on that, because they certainly don't teach it in school.
No.
I think
this is not something that you learn in school.
It isn't. It isn't. So unfortunately, so let's talk about how to do it, because my thoughts are that it starts with understanding your people. And we talked about that last week on finding your people, but you've got to understand what makes them tick. Meaning, like, how do they think? What problems are they faced with? What things do they like? Both personally and professionally. So if you need to get to know them as a whole person, so you can better engage, what they're looking for.
Yeah. I like to call that being a chameleon.
Okay.
Because...
Describe.
So I'm thinking one of the ways we work with our clients is we have a weekly call with them.
Okay.
And there are some clients, you get on the phone.
Yep.
They want the highlights. Run through. I need you to not only ask questions, but have a suggestion. So if you're not sure about something or where we should go, at least make a suggestion. So that gives them a starting point. And they just want the highlight reel.
Yep.
Other clients love to get on.
Yep.
And they love to talk, and they want to know, how was your weekend? And let's come up with ideas and brainstorm and agree. So you have to be able to accommodate
for sure
each one.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if you're just breezing through, if you treat all, just like, I'm going to do the highlights, then they feel like you don't care. So it's really like shape shifting almost.
It is shape. I love that. Yeah. The airbender, the avatar. But it is shape shifting. But to do that, you have to understand what the client wants. And the analogy I use, very similar. It's always like, do you want to know what time it is, or do you want to know how the watch is made? Because with a background in finance, a lot of my guys are in the financial and insurance realm. They can get lost in the minutia. And, even when I was a financial advisor, I mean, personally, no offense to my advisor friends listening here, but the market and all that stuff, it's a little boring to me. I would have rather talked about what we did last weekend.
Yeah.
But not all clients were like that. So I had to know what their preference was. I knew my preference. But so many times in sales and in business, we focus on our preference as opposed to what the client is looking for. So I think that's a good point. Knowing, so that's the first part of understanding is, how do they want to be communicated with? Are they a detail person or a concept person?